because I'm thinking about like the NFL offseason and what next season in the NFL will look like. A team that I keep up with, obviously besides the Rams, is the Bears. So something that I've been thinking about is if the Bears maybe just went all in on getting a new quarterback. And so I think it's important if you're a fan of a franchise or really just in life, you got to be honest with yourself and have realistic expectations. When the Lakers gave Kobe 2 years, 70 million, coming off an Achilles injury, I'm like, yeah, we're not going to anywhere near the playoffs. We're not going anywhere, right? LeBron comes to LA in his first season, and truthfully, I didn't think that we would win a title in the first season. I thought we could be a playoff team with Lonzo and Brandon Ingram and those guys, but I didn't have like crazy expectations. And I think being honest with yourself can lead to a more relaxing life. Okay, so let's just have an honest conversation about the Bears. I've been to more Bears games really than any other football team living in the Midwest. I mean, it's truthfully Bears or Packers here. I know a couple Minnesota Viking fans, but truthfully the majority of fans that I've seen are Bears and Packers. I personally think the biggest mistake the Bears made, and in the NFL, drafting is so important. Taking Mitchell Trubisky second overall, not that taking him was a mistake. I thought he was okay, but moving up that high for a guy who isn't even on the team anymore, that really sets you back. You don't even have a draft pick this year. So here's where I'm at. If the Bears have an amazing defense, they had the 6th overall best defense last season. The Bears defense doesn't have time to wait for Justin Fields to figure this whole thing out. So an article that I seen on NFL.com, their new coach, it was a head scratching moment for me. It was really weird what the new coach had to say when he was asked about Justin Fields. What are you going to do with him? How are you going to make the offense easier for him? And I'm just going to read you guys a quote that you can go on NFL.com. I'm not making this up. This is literally what he said. So they said building the offense around him and his strengths is their goal. He also said, but what does that look like? I don't know right now. We have to look at him. We have to evaluate him. We have to see where his skill set is and then see his camera and how he sees the game. That's a quote from him. That's a quote from the new coach. I find that weird. I find it weird. The coach that you hired doesn't know a proper offense for your quarterback. My friends are telling me, it's all about the offensive coordinator. And I hear you, but this guy is going to be picking the offensive coordinator. Am I correct? He's going to be picking his staff. Wouldn't it make sense for the coach to know, okay, this is what his skill set is. This is what we've seen on tape. We need to get a offensive coordinator like this. So I can tell you just from the scouting report that I've seen on Justin Fields and just the eye test, I watched a lot of Bears games last year, so that way I can keep conversations going with my best friend. So this is what the scouting report is saying about Justin Fields, okay? So he has a below average feel for edge pressure, running himself into pressure points. Field vision is average in the face of the blitz, and he forces receivers to slow down for deep throws. That's the scouting report on Justin Fields. Obviously, you really can't hold anything against him too much because he is a rookie quarterback, but he isn't playing for the Jets. He's playing for a Bears defense who has the 6th best defense in the league, and they have the 24th best offense. With the 6th best defense, that's title contention defense. So the whole point of this really is Kyler Murray is unhappy in Arizona. I don't know why. He has a good wide receiver in D-Hop. He has a decent defense. For some reason, he's just causing drama right now. Like, he unfollowed the team on social media. And so a reporter talked to a staff member about this whole situation. And a staff member, somebody on the coaching staff, called Kyler Murray immature and selfish. If you want to create tension in your own locker room, that's definitely how to do it. So, honestly, if I'm the Bears, I call up Arizona and say, do you want Justin Fields and 2 first-round picks? Now, that might sound crazy. Kyler Murray threw for 24 touchdowns and 10 interceptions and QBR of 57, which was 7th. How does that not help your struggling offense? At some point, you just have to go for it, dude. That's what they were thinking they were going to get with Mitchell Trubisky, and they gave up all those picks. At some point, you just have to swing for the fences. If you don't like Kyler Murray, fine. Can I interest you in Russell Wilson? He isn't happy in Seattle. Again, you have the 6th best defense. They're not getting any younger. If the Bears get a good quarterback like Kyler Murray, and that offense jumps from 24th to top 10, you're no longer really just a wild card team. You're an actual contender. Especially, you don't know what's going to go on with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. He might leave.